pricing works. It's not like at a pain threshold. I mean, it kind of
you
was.
talking about the show?
The show costs
Oh,
about
okay.
the same, but
Right.
if this were a $5,000 to $10,000, then it's like I don't get enough business off of radio to do
No,
that.
the ROI is not going to be there.
Yeah,
No.
it's not.
But it's just the idea that we're on a
Yeah, no, I
fairly
understand.
well-known station.
All right, guys.
All
Very
right.
nice to meet you.
Right.
I'll see
See you,
you maybe in a week or two.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good. Thank you.
See ya.
Alrighty. So, I've got your.
Gil Gross for me.
We will.
See you, Mike.
Got your email.
Yeah.
What's the best way tax-wise to donate?
Okay.
Next time, what we should do is probably what's the best donation? Do you favor partnerships or LLCs? Or something?
Yeah.
But this is good.
Sure.
And Mark, do you make loans on ARV or on a purchase price only? I'm a rehabber and looking for a fix and flip loan. What are your parameters?
Oh, there's
Flipper.
Flipper.
They call him
him Flipper. Yeah. Can we get this one set up? This is
Sure.
This is a good one. No, David, that's it. Okay. Yeah.
What did you bring?
I brought, because I don't think I, at this station talked about, my little threading theme about their New Year's resolutions and trying to break it apart into a couple, one a month. So, kind of say, hey guys, if you guys weren't joining, if you weren't with us at the last station, here were some things that I think I would maybe get 3 or 4 of them in this year.
We don't even have to mention the other station. We could just kind of pretend.
We got some new listeners, so we're going
Yeah. So some
to recycle some important information.
In fact, we're recycling a trivia question here. Figure, they don't know. Okay, you guys all ready?
So where do we want to go first? Who's on first?
Who's on first? What do you got?
Well, I've got stuff about. I have stuff about the California economy. What's happening in the economy? What's happening in real estate? Got Chris Thornburg, who I follow a lot. He wrote a summer newsletter, and then he was interviewed, and I got some snippets off the interview.
Are you going to put the time on first?
Yeah, actually, because they're hard breaks now.
Yeah.
I got you guys a little clock so you can see.
So it's 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
And you need a minute?
Uh,
The last 45 seconds.
yeah, a minute's generally good. And again, I'll still kind of do this something kind of let you know.
So if we want, we can just dive in a little bit and talk a little bit about that, and maybe
Now that summer
Second.
is coming to an end,
second.
what has happened in the summer in the real estate market?
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that it's that what does the future? It's more about what's the first 6 months of the year, California's growth, job growth in comparison to the rest of the country. Are we staring at a recession? Are we looking at the next real estate cycle? And basically there's absolutely zero indication of that either real estate is going to go down or is going to cycle down, or the economy. I mean, everything is just kind of chugging right along.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock. I've got a potential good borrower calling.
Okay.
It's referred by someone. In fact, it's one of the first times I've ever heard that we may get a good loan because the bank doesn't want to fund because they're concerned about the insurance with regard to building and if they can cover. It's just kind of sounds kind of ludicrous, but it's a referral from the insurance agent. Okay, ready? Here we go. Welcome. You're listening to The Best of Investing. I'm your host, Edward Brown. I'm proud to have as my co-host Mark Hahn of Pacific Private Money, one of California's fastest growing mortgage investment firms, and Catherine Harris, CPA of Parati & Karad. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Use that number to answer the trivia questions for 3 vacations given away during this show. And those vacations are not sponsored by the radio station, but by Lighthouse Resort and Marina, which is located about 1 hour northeast of San Francisco, and in which I have an interest in the company that manages it. The vacations are free. Their only request is a $100 cleaning fee to cover the housekeeping expenses. And don't forget, we still have paintball tickets on sale.
That's right.
85% off. Just go to our...
Get your aggressions out.
That's right. Go to bestofinvesting.com.
That's one way to do it.
Take your spouse.
And check.
Wear a sweater.
Yeah, that's right. Nice and thick there. And just click on the paintball icon ticket, and it'll feed you right into it.
Right.
And today's trivia theme is presidential quotes. Marty,
Nice.
what do you got for us today?
Well, Edward, you and I did a presentation this past week at Pacific Private Money. We are a very alternative resource for real estate financing, and we also happen to use private capital to fund our loans. And so the event that we did this past August 31st was to talk about one of our mortgage pool funds and how an investor can earn 8% or more on their savings or IRA accounts secured by real estate. So we were having one of those events, and what tends to happen lately, more often than not, and even phone calls I get, people are always asking me, what do you think's happening with the economy? Do you think we're at the top of the real estate market? Do you think, real estate prices are going to go down? Are we heading for a recession? Everyone wants to know, what our crystal ball is saying. And, because of this radio show, I read a lot of blog posts. I follow several economists that I like. And one in particular, Christopher Thornburg, I like because one of the reasons I like him is he's based here in California, and he does a lot of blogging and writing about what he believes is happening in both the real estate market and the economy in general, both in the U.S. and specifically in California. But also, he's one of the few guys that actually predicted the last bubble, the last recession. Yeah, I mean, he predicted the credit bubble bursting and the real estate price crash or correction, whatever you want to call it. And so I tend to watch him. And so he's done. Not only did he have a newsletter out this summer that was full of interesting information, but he was also interviewed on another radio show, and I was having to listen to that and take some notes. And essentially, he talks about how California through the first 6 months of 2016 looked a lot like California in 2015. It's leading the nation. In fact, California ranks first among all 50 states in economic growth. It did last year, and so far this year to date, it's more than double what's happening across the country. Because you've heard how we supposedly have this so-called anemic economic growth. 1.x%.
Well, we are the 11th largest country.
No,
right?
it's
Right.
6.
So
Is it 6 now? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And California grew 4% last year, and it's growing at that same rate right now. And so the state outpaced the nation in terms of job gains, 3% yearly increase year over year. It also, people talk about Texas, and other states and what's happening in those. More jobs were created in the last 12 months in California than Texas and Florida put together over the last year.
That's amazing, because I know Texas has been doing has had advertisement.
And then
in California.
That's right, they are. It's like come to Texas, and sweat your what off.
Yeah.
And also it says here throughout much of the current expansion, San Francisco and San Jose were near the top. So not only is California at the top of the heap, but in California you've got the Bay Area at the top in terms of job creations. And so
that's why the rental market is still pretty tough.
But I think that's how it has been historically, and especially in San Francisco. The average rent to income percentage, though it's gone up, I'm curious to see if that percentage has increased. I mean, we'll see.
Like from 43 to 48
Yes.
or something. Yeah.
So it always has been. I'm wondering if it's gone up more, but it
Good point.
already has been one of the highest.
yeah. And so as I'm studying this report, he predicts for the remainder of the year and into 2017, he says, just as the nation is poised to grow through the balance of this year, California's economy is fully expected to outpace the nation, both in terms of output growth and job growth. And so if you've listened to other real estate shows, or if you listen to our show, The Best of Investing, because we love talking real estate, you'll know that job growth is one of the primary indicators of real estate health.
Yeah.
So let's circle back to the beginning. What do I think is going to happen in real estate? Do I think we're in a bubble? Do I think prices have crested? Are they going to correct? Look, we will have another real estate cycle. That's the nature of the economy in that we live in. There is a cycle. There'll be a real estate cycle. There'll be another recession. But here's the thing: there are no indicators right now that would lead us to believe that a recession is imminent, nor a real estate recession or an economic recession. And none of the economists that I respect and read and listen to are predicting anything happening in 2017 or even 2018.
Well, it
for
seems
that
like
matter.
a major part was the fact that credit was very easy. before.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you really have to have a real job. So it's,
Well, I think people start being perceived. We've had this the last 3 years, the growth at 10% in the real estate market. Where
Oh, the appreciation.
the appreciation, or even maybe the job growth being almost stronger than historical average. So people almost, I feel, are a little nervous about what we can put it in quotes as a correction, but really it's almost coming back to what should be normal.
Yeah.
So we've kind of a little bit used to and being very comfortable and loving and enjoying these strong appreciations that we never knew were never going to sustain
Well,
themselves.
And the price appreciation is a function of job growth, population growth, and lack of new housing being developed. That is, we do have a housing crisis, not an affordable housing crisis, a housing crisis. We're just not building enough units. And you can thank CEQA and all the environmental bills and the environmentalist lobbies for that. I just don't see us building the number of homes we need to build in California that would be necessary to stop the rapid appreciation in California housing. So again, how do I think the housing market is in California? I think it's strong. I think it's going to continue to be strong, and I don't see anything imminent on the horizon that would lead me to believe that we need to be concerned today.
all right. We're going to cut to our first, that was fast, second.
Yes, it was.
We're going to cut to our first commercial break.
And I talked fast too.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. All right, here's our first presidential quote question. Which president said, these are actually going to be, I think these questions are going to be easy, all right?
That's because you know the answer.
Although maybe that's the reason. Oh yeah, I guess if you have the answers, it is easy, huh? Okay, no, you're going to know this one too. Which president said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country? That's not a very good accent, but that's okay. The first caller with the correct answer is going to win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Call 888-912-1190 to answer that question. Which president said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country?
That sounds like Bill
That's
Clinton.
even
That
worse.
sounds like Bush, but I know that's not it.
All right. The best of investing will be right back. I don't know how to turn that thing lower.
Okay, let's not do that.
Okay. You know what you know what to do then?
Then we'll just
start
do
it from zero.
We'll start
and
from
just,
zero,
just
yeah.
know, okay, the next one is 820.
820. Okay.
It's okay. It's not. As long as you don't
That sounded like
go
Bush.
like this.
Yeah, right.
Oops. But these mics are good
That
though.
did
So
go
it will-
fast. So we'll go right into Catherine on the next one. I have to. When I see Joe Kuchera next time, I'm
Hassle.
gonna hassle him a little bit and go, dude, I have such a better interview
Yeah.
than your buddy over there at Stonecrest. Invite me on; it'll be good. It'll be good
What?
radio.
What station was it on?
This station, the
Oh.
1220, ours. So Joe Kuchera does real estate radio. He's a mortgage broker. He calls his show Real Estate Radio. It's 1 hour every day from 3 to 4, 5 days a week, live from, I think it's live.
From Fremont?
Um,
Down there?
yeah, it's live from Fremont. So he does live 1 hour with a guest every day. But I don't know. He's okay, not great. Again, I don't like guys that talk slow. It's like, what are you just trying to fill the hour? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, speed it up a little bit.
Does he have any in with Stonecrest or? vice
Well,
versa?
he kept saying during the, I know you guys never referred business to you, and there was a client I sent you. So they were having a good time yucking it up about. So now I know why he never sends me anything, because he calls Stonecrest first. If they say no, then he calls me.
Oh, so he has.
As long as you know
One
your
time.
place, right?
He called once.
Did you do it alone?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes that's what happens. They give you this crappy stuff.
Well, one referral is not. I mean, when you say no 9 out of 10 times, one referral is not likely to.
That's a good point. All right, here we go. Well, welcome back to The Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hunt and Catherine Harris, CPA. Which president said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country?
Catherine, you know that one, don't you?
I think it's FDR or JFK.
JFK.
JFK, that is correct. See, I must have done an excellent impression for you to get that answer. Okay.
I still think you sound
Somehow
like Bill
that's
Clinton.
related to Bill. You see Bill
Bill
Clinton.
Clinton.
I'm saying Bush.
I guess they all sound alike once you get into the presidency here. So, Catherine, before we get into your what you have to say, And they're going to get some excellent stuff for us. I just want to make a quick mention for our friends over at Tan Bella. It's a new salon in San Rafael. They already have a couple of salons in San Francisco. And get this, they have cutting-edge equipment that can actually turn back the hands of time by removing fine lines and wrinkles using their skin film red technology. Isn't that amazing? It's not just a regular tanning salon. They can actually turn back the hands of time. I want to be like the curious. I know. I want to be like the curious case of Benjamin Button. All right, so check them out at tanbella.com. All right, so Catherine, what do you got for us?
Well, at my first meeting, or the last time we talked in January, way back when, beginning of the year, we talked about New Year's resolutions. And what happens with most New Year's resolutions, usually by January 20th, is that they start to fall apart. Oftentimes, just because there's you put a little too much on your plate, expecting that you can achieve it all.
I thought mine was January 2nd. Okay, go ahead.
There was a goal just to stay awake for the day. That was your goal. You set yours really perfect,
really
just right for yourself.
You said, listen, you set the bar low, you get very happy. Go ahead.
Yes. When I presented, we talked about setting financial goals or New Year's resolutions that you can do month after month. You try to do one each month, and hopefully at the end of the year, you've done a really great assessment, review, restructuring, however you want to call it, of your financial health. And so here we are, instead of a new month. So I thought we'd talk about what we had talked about in the past 8 months and what you could do to catch up, or if you're not late to the train, maybe you could try to get even 4 or 5 of these would be great things to achieve in a year and you should be proud of, because oftentimes people ignore them. 1, monitoring your credit. We've talked about that in the show. Monitoring your credit is a great way, and everyone, I think it's once a year. I think it's once a year or 18 months. There's some.
Do you have a credit monitoring service you like, or are you just talking about actually like getting a free credit report?
Just get your free credit report.
You know what?
Though you could go to that far, especially if you have goals.
I actually do, and I use like a myfico.com monitoring just because I like to.
I gotta say,
he's messing with my credit.
I've got.
Yes.
I think it's Barclays credit card. Where they literally send me an email and say, like your credit score has changed or something like that.
True. I have a Barclays card too.
They do
make that offer. Yes.
Yeah. And so I just click on it. It doesn't cost me anything. And
a lot of credit cards are starting to offer that as part of their as a bonus, as a promotion advertisement for it. But exactly, and I think at one point in our show we talked about when you're about to buy a house or you're thinking about buying a house 12 years from now, 2 years from now, is one thing to help assist in that purchase is you need to have good credit.
I know. Mine went from 200 to 300. I was happy, man.
You should be so proud. Again, we're going to set this bar really
Yeah. Well, and also it's like, my goal is to have my cholesterol be about what my weight is. Supposedly that's what it's supposed to be.
And your credit score
too. Well, so when I found out that my cholesterol was 300, I go, man, I got to gain some weight.
Where are we going for dinner tonight?
So monitoring your credit.
Monitoring your credit. Okay. And 2 different ones. One is contributing to your retirement account that you either have, if you're self-employed, set one up and start putting some money away into a SEP IRA or a Roth IRA or a solo 401k, or if you are an employee, start putting, if you haven't, create or participate in your employee's 401k plan or other retirement vehicle. If you already have it, maybe try pushing it up. If you're at 1%, put 2%. Take a flat amount, bump it up.
Are you a fan of the Roth IRAs?
I am.
It's interesting. I'll tell you.
I'm reading articles about from people who are bearish on it.
Really? I've always been bearish on it only for the reason that I get the strong impression someday that although there's always been this, you pay taxes going in, it's tax free coming out, they're going to figure out a way to go, you know what? No, we changed the rules and you got to pay taxes on it. Just like Social Security was sort of this.
Yeah, you've been saying that for years. You believe they're going to tax those growing Roth IRAs that the boomers and others are now.
Somehow and they may do it like in an annuity where they say, a portion of it's taxable when they get it. But,
even assuming that they don't, it's just that there are financial advisors that are just not fans of the Roth IRA.
Did they say why?
Well, I don't know. I actually don't.
It's pretty limited. You can't put too much in if you have a high income. It's hard to put in, but it's a great. And I would think if it does happen, if it does come down the pike that they do change it, there's going to be enough time to to do what you
Probably,
need to
yeah.
do to get out of it. And yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to think of all the things that could happen. So it would be, but I would say it would be definitely something that would be studied first by the IRS. I mean, just like right now, what they're currently studying, one thing I would think they're going to touch before anything is your employer paid health insurance.
Oh, absolutely.
That one they now have to do, what was never tracked before, now is on your W-2,
Yeah.
which means nothing to nobody yet,
Yeah.
is what the employer pays for your health insurance and your other type of pre-tax benefits.
And
They're looking to that.
they could look 25 years, and you could have 25 years worth of knowing what that was, and it's all in the computer now.
They'll start
Yeah.
yes,
Very
so
good
that's
point.
what they're starting to gather. So that second fold on the retirement plan is look at your allocation. Oftentimes your allocation of your retirement accounts, but really you have to look at your whole person. So if you have investments in after-tax savings accounts or in pre-tax savings accounts, look at it from a whole perspective. Oftentimes people get narrow-minded and just look at your retirement accounts and in your 401k and say, okay, I want this allocation, and not consider, well, hey, maybe it'd be better to have your more conservative stock in your after-tax savings accounts and more aggressive in your 401k because the tax structure.
I've got 120% of my allocation in real estate.
Again, just you have to go to 110.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just joke around.
So Catherine, it's September, not quite the fourth quarter, but what tends to happen in the fourth quarter, especially the second half of the fourth quarter, we tend to go on autopilot because of holidays, etc. I mean, are there things that you like to suggest to your clients that don't wait till the end of the year because you probably won't do it if you wait too long?
This is where if you're going to make any of the decisions between now and the end of the year, especially given the holidays, is you do want to talk with your CPA, your financial advisor, if you're thinking about doing something. Because oftentimes, once the holidays do come in, you can't expect once you make the decision, it's going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
The time for things to be executed takes some time.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to get into email time. Everyone can give out their information.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Second trivia question. Which president said, walk softly and... No, I'm just kidding. Said, walk softly and carry a big stick. All right, there was a president who said that. That's not a big stick. First caller with the correct answer was a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Call 888-912-1190 to answer that question. Which president said, walk softly and carry a big stick? Stay with us. The Best of Investing. We'll be right back. Okay.
I forgot to set.
That's okay. I mean, I'm watching, so whenever I kind of do this,
I know it's not, but it's just nice to have an idea. So I'll try to get my.
Am I going to
shtick
get rolling
together.
again, or
Yeah,
can I
sure.
rein it in?
Yeah, I was racking my brain right before you asked me, trying to remember why
Sorry about that.
several bullet were bearish on it, but it's just there.
Maybe
I've read
you know what I bet it
several
has to do
times
with. You're going to be in a higher tax bracket when you take the money out. That's probably what they're
Oftentimes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that might be it. Yeah, I couldn't put on the fly. What was it?
Tell you what,
they were
when we
saying?
come back, when you can
Oh,
quickly
no,
say
forget
that.
it. That's all right. Move on. People have forgotten it already. What was it?
So was this a special one yesterday? Or 2 days?
No,
Yesterday?
at the
My
last
God.
Wednesday of every month.
Oh, it's the last Wednesday. I thought it was the third
we
Wednesday,
do
my bad.
a fun presentation for as many people as we can. Business showcase. Yeah, I have not. Now they're going to do it Peacock Gap this year. Is that
I don't know if you're
September
interested,
22?
I could get you a ticket for it.
I've gone most years. It's okay. I used to go to network like crazy back in the very beginning. Now it's kind of like I like this. Maybe we'll go together.
Yeah.
Hold hands
Oh
and
yeah.
skip.
No, your hands are cold and clammy.
How long are we going for?
This is 8 minutes 50.
8:50?
Yeah,
Wasn't there
almost
one
almost
that's
9
always
minutes.
10?
Okay. What's that?
Wasn't one always one? Is it one?
No,
10?
we have to do 5 segments now instead of 4.
For some reason, I thought there was one that was like 10 or 11.
Well, there was when we did the 4 segments.
Yeah, no.
No,
Okay.
no. I know it's kind of crazy. I wish they didn't do it this way, but FCC, whatever. All right, here we go. Well, welcome back to the Best of Investing. Edward Brown here, along with Mark Hoff and Catherine Harris, CPA. Second trivia question: which president said, walk softly and carry a big stick. And I'm sure he said it
Not
just like that.
Wasn't that Teddy Roosevelt?
That was Teddy Roosevelt. Yes, I actually don't know how he sounded.
TR.
He
Probably
gave-
more
he
like a
gave
cowboy.
that. Oh yeah, really, Rough Riders, right?
That's right.
All right, so email time here. We got a couple of interesting emails. Mark says here, do you make loans on ARV? You'll have to explain what that is. This person obviously knows. Or on the purchase price only. I am a rehabber and looking for a fix and flip loan. What are your parameters?
So the question is from a real estate investor who likes to buy, fix, and flip real estate. And so at Pacific Private Money, for many, many years, in fact, at the beginning when I started the company in 2008, pretty much all of my clients were people buying, fixing, and flipping real estate. But from the very beginning, at Pacific Private Money, we pretty much limited the loans that we make to people buying property for the purpose of flipping it. We've limited it to a percentage of the purchase price. We've never actually been a construction lender or rehab lender. That might change in the near future, and so in a near future show, I might be talking about a new fund that I am launching with an associate that will be designed to do construction and rehab loans of a more aggressive sort. And so what this listener is asking, he said, do you make loans based on ARV? And ARV stands for after repaired value or future value. So for example, someone might want to purchase a property in the Bay Area for $500,000, put $50,000 into it, and they believe that the property will be worth, let's just say, $750,000 after it's complete. And when someone approaches us and said, hey, will you make me a purchase loan? Well, maybe they'll get our collateral and see that we make 70%, loans up to 70% of the market value or purchase price. Some will call us and say, will you make a loan of 70% but base it on the future value? There are lenders in the Bay Area that specialize in that. Right now, we do not. We tend to prefer the more conservative route. I like to work with real estate investors who are already capitalized. Maybe they have their own source of private capital, or maybe it's their own capital. But regardless of where that money came from, we like to see them be capitalized to the extent where they have enough for both a down payment and to fund the remodeling costs and holding costs of that flip that they're intending to execute. So we generally limit our exposure, our loan amount, to no higher than approximately 70%. Sometimes we'll go up to 75%. It depends on the borrower and the neighborhood where the property is located. We've done a number of 75% purchase money loans in San Francisco. But we do not base it on the future or after repaired value. We base it on the contract purchase price. Now, here's another exception. Sometimes someone comes in with a contract to purchase a property, but it's an off-market purchase, and it was negotiated below market value. And so let's say the market value is $1 million, and they're negotiated an $800,000 purchase price. In that situation, we would entertain, again, we'll look at other subjective issues from the borrower and lender and the capital property standpoint. But we may consider strongly making a 70% of against the $1 million, not 70% of $800,000. So again, there's a lot of subjective properties to a private money or hard money loan, and you know, the phone call's free, and the conversation is really easy to have with anyone at our staff at Pacific Private Money. And that's what we do all day long. We take calls from both the actual borrowers, or oftentimes their representatives, their realtor or their mortgage broker, who will call us and say, hey, I got this situation, can you help us out? And that's what we exist to do. We're a subjective lender. We lend based on the story. If we like the story, we like the borrower's situation or the collateral, and we believe that they've got a way to pay us off. We call it an exit strategy. You know, we can very quickly tell you, yes, that's the type of loan we think we can do. We'll need to collect some more information, of course, or probably not a good fit. Why don't you call these other guys? And every day we're referring to other lenders, many of them based here in California or the Bay Area, that we've met and known. Our database of alternative funding sources is pretty deep. And so if you have any kind of borrowing scenario, if you're a real estate investor out there and you're looking at a situation, you're wondering what kind of financing you might qualify for, give anyone at our team a call at 415-883-8255. 883-2150. That's 415-883-2150. Go to our website at pacificprivatemoney.com for more information, and email addresses and contact information are on our website as well.
And for the audience who's listening who maybe doesn't have a need to borrow but has money to invest, how much are you paying on your fund?
So the Pacific Private Money Fund is a mortgage pool fund that is currently paying just a tick under 8% right now. It's an unleveraged mortgage pool fund. It exists solely to fund the loans we make at Pacific Private Money, and it's been paying 8% now, right around 8% for a little over 3 years.
Very good.
Based on where we see the market going, we believe it will continue to pay that, although past performance is not a promise of future results. We
Why
do
not?
believe.
Yeah, I know. Why can't you
I'll
promise
take that
that?
I know, I
8%.
hate having to say that.
But it's appropriate, yes.
Yeah. So, Catherine, got one here for you. It says, what is the best way tax-wise to donate to a nonprofit organization?
It's a great question. My name is Catherine Harris. I'm a CPA here in Larkspur. You would think that donating to a nonprofit in any way is all the same, and it's actually not. One donation or certain donations have better tax advantages over others. For example, if you do not want to sell stock, then turn around and write a check.
If you have a gain.
If you have a huge gain,
Yeah.
guess what? You can write that if you have some stock, and don't go ahead and sell something, or don't donate stock that has a loss.
Yeah.
Those are two really important reasons. One, the reason for that, if you have stock that has significant gain in it, you can transfer the value of the stock to the nonprofit organization. You get the donation for the fair market value, not the value when you bought it a long time ago, or at that very significantly lower cost. And you don't have to pay taxes on those capital gains. Very great way for it. Another way, if you have an IRA and you have RMD requirements, you can make those donations directly from your IRA, and that can be a form of meeting your RMD requirement, your annual minimum
I thought you were
required
asking me,
distribution.
are you an MD? No. Required minimum distribution.
Yes.
RMD.
Required minimum
There you go.
distribution.
Okay.
Yes, that haunts people. People don't know about that until the mid-60s, late
Yeah.
60s. They start to realize, wait, there's required.
Yeah, 70 and a half, right?
Yes, and it can haunt you. And that can help you depending on your tax situation, your tax scenario. If you have significant medical costs, that type of distribution or donation to a nonprofit really helps reduce your adjusted gross income, which plays into it. I won't go into the fun details of that. What I also want to tell you is it was one that I brought up a year ago. California has a great credit that's available where you can make a contribution it's an education fund, and forgive me, I don't know the exact name of it, but it's an education fund. It's not one that you can't have discretion over who's going to go to, what scholarship it goes to, but it helps. They're trying to replenish the reserves or the money, the fund for scholarships.
David, stay with us. I know you've got a couple more. When we come back, I want you to finish off that because
Yes.
you've got some great information for us. Okay. Here's another trivia question. Which president said, you won't have me to, oh wait, I thought all presidents talk that way. You won't have me to kick around anymore. All right? 888-912-1190. We'll be right back. Sorry, we just, I wish these weren't hard breaks, but they are.
I know.
We come back and finish off because that's good. A little more time there.
I need like a bright light.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that'd be good. Yeah, maybe
No.
A poker?
Exactly.
Poker, yeah. Ow!
We'll have a little lasers thrown in my eye. Okay, I got it.
Well,
Okay,
that's-
yes. I'm seeing now.
What did I do?
Do you have anything else? Mine will not take much longer.
I do, yeah. I was going to go into an interesting Bay Area market data that talks about the last 5 years home price appreciation and the last 10 years. So through the height and so like for example, Oakland over the last 10 years is up 10%, but the last 5 years, is that freaking amazing or what? 178%.
In Oakland?
In Oakland in the last 5 years.
Right now.
So in other words, it fell really hard and it's come up really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
It's the most recovered of all the extreme price drop cities. It's Oakland's on fire.
Wow.
So yes.
Thank you, Uber.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're good. Okay, here we go. Good trivia question. Make a quick mention
What
here, and then I'll
is
get you
another
an
9
idea.
minutes?
I'm sorry, this one is a little longer, 9:29.
929. Okay.
Well, welcome back to the Best in Investing. Don't forget, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hoff and Catherine.
I'm not gonna forget that.
Don't forget. All right. So I'm going to answer the trivia question here, then I have a quick announcement, then we'll come back to Catherine here. So which president said, "You won't have me to kick around anymore"? He didn't say it that way.
Nixon.
Yes. I'm not a crook. You won't have me to kick around anymore. That's actually, I didn't want to
That
give
sounds more like it.
That sounds like more. I didn't want to give that away. So we have a quick mention here for the Mount View, not Mountain View, but Mount View Hotel and Spa. So escape to the Napa Valley and experience the art of relaxation at the Mount View Hotel and Spa in Calistoga. With harvest approaching, in Napa Valley, the Mount View Hotel and Spa, they have crushed their prices. That's great. Isn't that great?
Yep.
Making it the perfect time to get away. Rates start at only $189 and during September and October. Call 800-816-6877 or visit them online at www.mountviewhotel.com. So Catherine, you're talking about donations, the best way to do it, and you said, okay, if you have a loss in a stock, sell it first because you get the loss.
Yes, sir.
If you have a gain, and I assume it means capital gain longer than a year, then go ahead and just donate the stock.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
with you so far.
You can't set this far. You're redeeming yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe my FICO score will go up another 3 points. Okay.
So we were last leaving off. It's something that's been around about 2 years or so, and it's a great credit. It's really only for people who are interested in making donations. Oftentimes people are saying, "Oh, I want to save money." Oftentimes when you make a donation, you save on taxes, but you're still out
the money,
out pocket here. But California's got this great credit available. They're trying to replenish the funds for the scholarships that they provide to, I think it's low-income individuals and other individuals who qualify for secondary education for college. So this donation credit, you have to apply very quick. You just fill out a form, and I can't remember if you can email it or not or fax it. But again, 1-page form, very quick. You really say how much of a donation you want to make to the fund, and you get a reservation back, a confirmation back. You on your tax return reflect that as a donation on your federal tax return, but you get a credit,
Which is real money.
which is real as much
Okay.
much
Nice.
better.
I like real money.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So we're generally speaking, depending where you are, but on average, especially in this area, you pay taxes, federal income taxes and state income taxes, we'll say around 40%. Using that credit, so for dollar savings, so if you gave $1 of donation, $1, you save about 40 cents on the dollar, so you're out of the pocket 60 cents. In this scenario, depending on it, you give $1, your out of pocket is your savings is around, we'll say 70%.
Well, yeah, wait a minute, hold on, back up for a minute here. Okay, I know there's got to be limitations how much you can give, right?
Yes, I imagine there's the major limitations of like 50%, but it doesn't
No,
impact
no.
AMT.
No, I'm talking about for the California, right? I guess what I'm getting at is this donation to California school or whatever it was, right? If you get $1 for dollar credit, and on federal you get a tax deduction, that's more than 100%. Then, really,
No, it doesn't work out
doesn't
that
work
way.
that way.
I'm trying to.
You see what I mean? If you give $1,000 and you get $1,000 back in California, you're out
Correct.
nothing. And then, by the way, you
It's-
get a federal.
It's
taxation.
not a dollar for the donate credit.
Oh, it's not a
where-
credit.
It's where we'll say it's like a 50 cents on the dollar credit, and then you get the federal donation deduction.
Okay, which you could be
That's where you get
almost
to the
out nothing potentially.
potentially.
Potentially,
It does
gotcha.
depend.
Sounds like something
Anyway.
that someone should definitely
Call you. I
Catherine.
was just going to
Absolutely.
say, Catherine, help me figure this out.
That's
How
why
do I get a
CPAs
hold-
exist.
How do I get a hold of you for this?
Yes. Well, you can get a hold of me at $8,500. This is a great way when you, especially if you just sold your house, any of those kind of one-time big capital gain type of years, or you guess what, you went into RMD, happy 70 and a half. This is a great strategy. Again, I have not ever come across where it's best is where you not out something,
okay.
but it is substantially more than what you normally get when you make the donation to any of the nonprofits. So, great option for
Very
you.
good. Okay. Thank you very much, Catherine. Mark, you have some more information.
So we started out talking about the health of the real estate market and the economy in California in general, which a noted economist that I follow is very bullish on the California economy right now. So also it's the beginning of the month, so last week the one of the most widely followed home price appreciation indexes, the Case-Shiller Index, released its findings this was for the month of June, because there's a little bit of a lag time. And I've been talking about how the San Francisco Bay Area, which used to lead the nation in year-over-year appreciation in double digits for quite a long time, 2014, 2015. Well, in 2016, we have been seeing that trending downward. In fact, the month of June, once again, is yet again a bit lower. We're at 6.4% year-over-year appreciation. That's down from 11% as recently as last November. So it has been trending down. We're now the number 7th major metropolitan area instead of the first in terms of year-over-year home price appreciation. I got to tell you, I couldn't be more thrilled. That number, that really makes me happy because as that number has trended down, in my opinion, it's a much more sustainable rate of appreciation. So good news on that front. That tends to tell me that the market is, it's not overheated. It's normalizing. It's beginning to kind of find its mean there. Now, the next thing I have is something I pulled off of LinkedIn, and this is from, I'm going to give credit here to Paragon Real Estate, who did a study on Bay Area market data, and this is really, really cool. We were talking about this off the air. It has the median house price appreciation for the last 5 years in major markets in the major markets in the Bay Area, actually cities in the Bay Area, and then the last 10 years. So what's the change in pricing over the last 10 years, which was basically from the height of the market last 2006, 2007, which was generally considered to be the height of the market, and today. So for example, in what they call the expensive home price areas like San Francisco, in the last 5 years, prices in San Francisco on average are up 90%. But if you go back to 10 years to 2006-07, it's up 50%.
Which is actually fantastic after looking, if you kind of close your eyes to about 4 years of it, I mean, that's a great rate of return over a 10-year period.
Right, and so for the expensive areas, San Francisco leads in terms of the appreciation over the last 10 years and the appreciation over the last 5 years since the bottom of the market. In the less expensive cities, this one blew my mind. So the city of Oakland, which I got to tell you is still on fire as a lender. I love lending in Oakland because days on market is still very low. West Oakland's on fire. Berkeley's on fire. That whole area there, my real estate investor clients who are buying, fixing, and flipping properties, they're having a great time right now over there. But in the city of Oakland, over the last 10 years, home price appreciation is only up 10% over the peak. But in the last 5 years, it's up nearly 180%. Now these, of course, are averages, and neighborhood by neighborhood, this will change. But what that tells me is Oakland was among those cities where there was a really, really big run-up in valuations right before the crash, and then there was a really, really large decline. And I know anecdotally we've talked about in shows past how some Bay Area markets went down as much as 60% in valuation. And again, some of those valuations were not even real. They were based on phony appraisals and valuations, et cetera, and people were refinancing based on just nonsense. But pretty amazing. Other counties, Alameda County, 100% price run up in the last 5 years, up 18%. But very, very, very interesting. And so anyway, for anybody interested in seeing the entire Bay Area market data, shoot me an email. I'll shoot you a copy of this.
What's your email?
Mark@pacificprivatemoney.com.
That makes it easy. All right, we're cutting to our next commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up. Okay, so this last segment is only 5 minutes and 23 seconds, so it's
So then I want
it's
to
kind of a-
summarize, right?
summarize.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So any good nuggets you want to summarize, you can
Okay.
lead off if you want, Catherine. And take up most of it. Because I've pretty much.
So, Catherine, if we start recording, or when we start doing some recordings in Nevada, would you be able to make any of those?
We
It's
can,
not
do,
gonna be
we
every-
can,
it's gonna
we
be
can do
all-
the
Yeah.
Catherine ones down here. I don't mind.
Because you
taking them.
live and work here, and that's
Yeah. So it'd be nicer, but I mean,
Okay.
I think it really does depend on, because I think you guys were talking about whether you guys were going to change the schedule or not, or no. Is it still planning on doing it on? Because then they wanted, did they want this?
You know what? They haven't hassled me about that
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Mhm.
I guess because I give it to them, like right after here, so they pay it. I mean, all I have to do is just throw music commercials and all that stuff.
So I'll do a little plug for Pacific Private Money. If you want to give a plug for yourself or for Parati and Karad, maybe that would be a way to wrap it up. Because it's kind of hard to give it's kind of hard to share an article or something. And,
Yes.
I mean, I could do by
would
myself. I
say
could do
it's like-
something in
Yeah,
4
well,
minutes,
that's
but
pretty fast.
it goes really, really fast. So,
Yeah.
so maybe, and we've done this before. We may have done this with Patty, or maybe did we do it with you? Or just why would someone come to
Okay.
you? What's kind of what's your unique ability?
All right. I'm gonna give a 2-second thing for these guys,
Okay.
and we'll all set. So
Maybe
we have
I'll-
a
maybe I'll
trivia
ask-
Do you have
question.
closing comments?
I do. They're pretty short. Okay.
It's 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
5:23. Right?
Yep.
Welcome back to the Best of Investing. Last time for today, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hunt and Catherine Harris, CPA. Quick mention here for the Weingarten Children's Center. They're having a masquerade party on Saturday, October 29th at the Hyatt Regency Santa Clara. And I know I'm going to be there, and hopefully you guys will join me.
Nice.
All right. So, Mark, we're going to wrap this thing up. We, talked about Pacific Private Money, making loans, ARV, and all that fun stuff. Why would people come to you?
Well, just a quick plug for our company. Basically, we exist as a plan B when your plan A for financing on a real estate transaction is going cattywampus. So, everybody.
Exactly that, though. No other reason.
So everybody, you should always get bank financing if you need financing for a real estate transaction. But I got to tell you that, of the thousands of transactions that occur every week in the Bay Area, stuff happens. And we get calls every day from realtors and mortgage brokers who have a client that's in contract, and sometimes the deposit's even non-refundable, but oftentimes it's just they know they're not going to be able to close. They're running out of time, the bank financing is not coming through, or the bank financing was declined last minute for an unexpected reason, and the client's going to lose the house. And it's really bad when the client's going to lose a $50,000 deposit. If I lost a $50,000 deposit, I think I'd curl up and suck my thumb for a week. It's just horrible. So, we exist to save the day. Yes, our money is pricey. Our average loan is 10% and 2 to 3 points, depending on the complexity of the deal and how fast we need to close. But we have saved so many transactions for Bay Area residents who want to buy that house. They want to close on that house. Sometimes they're already in contract. Sometimes they come to us because they know they've been losing out on offers they're making to cash buyers. So how do you beat a cash buyer? Well, you make an offer like a cash buyer. You make a non-contingent, quick closing offer that has no financing contingency, and you come to a company like Pacific Private Money, and we can make you a loan to quickly close and capture that property so you can get the property and finally win one, wrestle them away from those ornery cash buyers. And then last but not least, maybe you're living in a home now and you don't want to sell first before you buy your next home because you don't want to move twice, you don't want to go find an apartment or live in a hotel. And in those situations, we can make a loan that we can actually make 100% of the purchase price loan if you've got equity in your existing home. And we'll just cross-collateralize. We'll make you one loan equal to however much money you need to buy that property. And so
for more
for
information,
more information, PacificPrivateMoney.com.
very good. Catherine, why does somebody come to see you? Besides your infinite wisdom on the
And she's
donations.
so lovely and easy on the eyes.
You will come for our firm because we're actually here after April 15th. We're here
There you
year
go.
round. That's one big thing that I find. We are a full service tax accounting firm that is got employees, partners every day of the year in the office, except for April 16th.
Yeah,
It's the
that's-
one day
yeah.
that you will not find us in the office.
Or Christmas.
Yes.
Okay, you gotta take a couple of days off there.
They're generous enough
Yeah.
for me.
But I think
but-
the information you gave us though on the donations, especially that California
Great
one, I
stuff.
think
Yes,
is really
and
good.
I think our firm, I like to call us the Goldilocks of accounting firms. I am one of the younger individuals in the firm. I have partners who've been in the industry for more than 40 years. So I think we complement each other very well. If it's a complex tax matter that I haven't experienced, they often do. I'm much more familiar with more of the technology. So we often work with clients who've got computer needs.
And how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached at 415-461-8500.
Okay, and again, that really was good about the California donation, that special law not too many people know about. All right, so we're going to cut out here. Here's our thoughts for the day. Holding a grudge is letting someone live rent-free in your head. Very good. And I always give 100% at work. 13% on Monday, 22% on Tuesday, 26% on Wednesday, 35% on Thursday, and 4% on Friday. Of course, yeah, that totals 100%. All right, we got 10 seconds. Anyone want to say anything? Call Pacific Private Money.
We now have a home, I'm going to call you, our in-house economics
Expert.
expert.
That's
Here we
right.
go. I didn't know it. Now I know.
Yeah, no, he's pretty darn good there.
Read a lot.
And if you want to earn over 8% secured by Bay Area real estate, call Pacific Private Money, 415-883-2150. I memorized that one. All right, and if you want to know more about those donations, call Catherine Harris at.
415-461-8500.
All right, tune in next week to The Best of Investing. We're going to be giving away more free vacations for answering trivia questions. Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. So long. 2 seconds to spare.
They love you.
Very good, very good.